do you intend to make a genre-bending comedic origin story of Judy Jetson? When I heard this new version of Judy Jetson wouldn't be boy crazy, the only word I had to describe my disgust is jinkies. If there is one thing the internet agrees on, it's that you should never change anything ever. I hope you die. Sincerely, Velma. Well, at least Judy's still white.
So I saw the first 2 episodes of Velma, the new Scooby-Doo series. It's not for children, I just tell you that. It's rated MA. Just so you know, the first episode it had a nudie scene of girls in the shower. I mean, I get it on that note, making it a little more grungy, being more dark and that side of things, but the overall humor is just terrible. It's like super woke. If like people using that phrase, it's super woke. I mean, I get, Velma is gonna be a lesbian. I mean, it's cool with that. I think Velma's a cool character. Daphne, as far as they portrayed her, it seemed like some snotty, popular teen woman. Shaggy, which they call him Norman. I did not like his voice. I thought his voice be a little more, deeper. Honestly, I think he should have like a Jamaican accent. That was my thoughts. If he had a Jamaican accent, he'd probably been cool. I mean, he was like just normal. He was like an average Joe type of character. And then Fred, I mean, I know, like, the Hollywood trying to really make white men feel like crap, but they just overdid it with Fred. I mean, just made him look like just some snobby, privileged white kid, and they basically put it on blast. I mean, the whole show is too super woke. The characters overall was bland. Like the whole gist of the story is that there was a murderer. They thought that Velma was the culprit because the woman, the teenage girl who got killed, was in her locker room, in her locker, with her head cut off, with her brain missing. I don't know what's going on with all that. Daphne, who is like an Asian teenager, she has adopted parents who are 2 women. Both of them, like, one's black, one's white. Both of them are cops too, which is I get it, man. Like, overall I get the whole message of this whole show. It's like a different dimension of Scooby-Doo. So I guess they're trying to test the waters with Velma. I like the animation. The animation is pretty cool. Pretty clean. It fits that style. I personally like the original back in the 1970s Scooby-Doo. If they made that art style but make it dark, I think that can go far. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, then as far as like they trying to find who's the murderer of the woman. And then there's another story that Velma's mother was missing, and Velma's father. I think Velma's father is probably one of the coolest characters in the story to me. I think he was probably funny than most of them. Told Velma that she left him, and from the way how they display how she left him, it's not surprised. I will leave too. I mean, honestly, I will leave too. But what else? That as far as like the whole premise of the story, Velma trying to find like Shaggy's camera, aka Norman, and Norman has like a crush on Velma, and Velma not trying to die with that. So Shaggy trying to be, I keep on calling him Shaggy, I know his name's Norman, but I'll call him Shaggy, man. He looks like a Shaggy. So overall, he tried to prove his love for her and all that stuff, to help her any way he can. Mind you, there's no mystery machine yet. I don't know if they even want to have it. And no Scooby-Doo, of course. I thought at least, Shaggy at least had like a dog or something like that. They might get him probably at the end of the season, maybe. But I just watched the first 2 episodes so far. And so when Velma found the camera, she was still having hallucinations. She was having hallucinations of like some character trying to grab her heart, and she seemed like she was having a heart attack because Velma's fat and she don't look like she don't work out at all. And then she seemed like she just like to complain and bicker to everyone and everything, and she seemed like she is by herself. But it seemed like the only person that really loved her other than her father is Norman, aka Shaggy. Fred, Fred, they just bushed Fred. I mean, they really bushed him. I mean, I expected a little bit better with Fred. I thought, I understand he being like some type of jock, preppy kid, but they made him like a pansy and like a snobbish like child punk. I mean, and it just made him very pathetic. And then in the second episode, Norman's father is a white man. I guess he adopted him too, maybe. And he looked like a grown Shaggy. Like the original Shaggy. like grown. Which I thought was pretty cute. What else? Daphne was selling drugs. Like Zoinks, Jinkies, and all that stuff, which I thought was pretty cute. Probably had one called Scooby Snack, maybe. And she had Velma to help her and all that stuff, and Velma was just loud with like, drugs, get your drugs here. I mean, like, I get where y'all trying to go with the comedy. It's just they overdo it. I mean, it's just terrible. They had to do all the comedy with that. I mean, just look at some of these other cartoons, how they portray their comedy. I mean, like South Park is pretty good with their comedy. I mean, like Family Guy, I mean, some parts can be cringe, but Family Guy got some funny humor, but just this Velma show series is just awful. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks it's awful. I mean, they butchered all the characters. I mean, they really butchered all the characters. I expected better. I expected a lot better. But I do like the animation. The art, whoever did the art of that whole world is pretty good. I like the art style. The art style is pretty good. Just whoever wrote the script, they need to do a better rewriting. If they're ever going to be a season 2, and I think it's not going to be no season 2. This show is going to be canceled. I mean, it's like a cartoon version of She-Hulk, and She-Hulk was terrible in 2022, and I think this is going to be terrible 2023, and we just started. I mean, and it's just terrible. Yeah, like I said, I expected a lot more. But I would say just watch it. It's probably like just go watch one through. It's not really worth watching it over again, honestly, because it seemed like just everything is super woke. Then make them. They also talk about white men, this and that and all that stuff. I mean, I get it. It's just that like the thing is, stop being in your face with that crap. You know, I mean, everyone gets that. Everyone, their mother gets it. Okay, you know, if you want to do it like that, do it nonchalantly. You know, like, just don't be all yeah. I mean, it's just boring and dull. I mean, overall, I got a few chuckles. You know, like the one time the kid got his leg cut off. I thought that was funny. I ain't kind of expect that coming. That was one. The other scene when Daphne and her friends confront Velma in the bathroom. I thought that was pretty cute. I mean, it's been done before, but yeah, I thought it was cute. The Shaggy character though, man, he could have been. I mean, he seemed like just an average guy, you know, just an average dude. Like, he just experienced in the world, but he's just an average dude. Seemed like he can't catch a break, you know. But Velma, her character, I know she's the main star of this show, and they need a lot more work on her. But it seemed like they got like a story what they trying to find her mother, and another sub story is who's the killer who's killing all these girls. And Daphne might have a side story as finding her true parents because she's adopted by two women. And I don't know if Shaggy's adopted. Don't know. Fred's just a rich kid with, you know, both his parents, biological parents. Velma lives with her father, but her father got a new wife and got her pregnant. Not much about her, but you know, they do show a lot of nudity. I guess, you know, it's more towards, you know, young adults, but you know, this is still terrible. It's a fart in the min. That's all I'll call it. Anyways, this is YD from Gamer Blue. Talk to y'all later. Peace.